It's time.
We back. It's been it's been a few weeks.
I've
Few
been
weeks
saying that since 2003. We back, we back.
because
S-
we always come back,
Still saying it.
right?
Still saying it.
We're like, you know, we're like all the slashers that came before us. We always come back. You know, can't kill us.
Yeah.
Can't keep chasing Shep down.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But yeah, much needed time off, I think.
Oh yeah, very much so, bro. Very
Yeah,
much so.
October was a lot. A lot.
Yeah, I took a nice little week. Didn't really do much. Moved things around, I guess.
Yeah, I'm liking the new
Let's see.
setup.
Yeah, basically the computer just slid.
Yeah.
That's all I did with that was just there ain't much you can do in here, man. I mean, there ain't many ways you can set it up. About the only thing that I've thought like to give it a maybe a completely different feel even was the swap my TV and my bed around here. But
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah. I hopefully after Christmas I'll have the rest of my bookshelf, so this will be looking nice
Mhm.
and crisp behind me. But
Yeah,
it's that
Christmas is right around the corner.
it is that time of year. The holidays are almost upon us. Uh, fuck, my birthday is a week, a week
A
from
week.
today actually. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I keep forgetting. I totally keep forgetting this year about it. Uh, I feel like if I don't set a reminder, it's just gonna breeze right past until somebody hits me up like, "Yo, happy birthday!" I'll be like, "Oh shit!"
Wouldn't it be something if a couple days went past and you realized it on your own and nobody had said nothing to you and you're like,
Then
damn,
fuck everybody. No,
damn.
nah.
No,
Yeah.
at least the
Oh yeah.
moms will come through.
Of course. Of course. No, I know. I got pretty good homies. I know people hit me up. They're pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Uh, and then Thanksgiving just a few days after that, which I'm looking forward to. I feel like as I get older, I kind of enjoy Thanksgiving a little more than the holidays after. Because it's just like, yeah, especially just the way the holidays have changed in
Yeah.
my family, I guess. Like, I think ever since like alcohol started becoming a thing at Thanksgiving, like it's really changed a lot for the better.
Right. Oh
Like
yeah.
it's a lot chiller. Like most of us are all grown up at this point. Even the young ones are still like, like I don't know. I think our youngest of the bunch is like maybe in he's almost to middle school. I don't know. I don't
I mean,
know.
we got some young ones in our bunch, but I mean, adults are adults.
Right, right. I guess a lot of like me and my cousins and my sisters, like a lot of us are like of age to drink now and shit. And so,
Right.
uh, and just the times change for sure.
It
But
changes the game up. It
yeah,
definitely does. I
but
enjoy Thanksgiving too. That we always do ours where my town does like a tree lighting ceremony the night of.
yeah,
So we always try to do that to where we get together and have dinner so then we can walk over and it's like a little Hallmark movie, everybody gathers in the town square and we light the tree up and we're all like, "Ah, cool. All right, see you guys, Okay.
yeah, right.
Going
Peace.
home now. It's cold."
Right. Yeah, it's cold as fuck. We're all going inside.
But yeah, no, very very dope. Very dope time. I like this time of the year. I mean, obviously Halloween, as you can see, I got pumpkins floating in the back of me and pumpkin lights
Mhm.
going now above the bed. But I still enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday, Christmas season.
Definitely, definitely. With it being Mental Health Monday, obviously we're diving into the mental health. We're getting back to it. And it feels appropriate with the holidays coming up and everything. Holidays sometimes aren't people's bag, and the old seasonal depression
Oh
comes
yeah.
around. And I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely been hella depressed myself these past couple of weeks for sure.
Right.
But I personally would not label it seasonal depression. Not yet. Not yet. This just feels like just depression. Like usually my seasonal stuff doesn't actually hit until around like January, February, like after the holidays are over, and it's just fucking cold, and like you don't really have much to look forward to anymore. Like the only holiday after that is Valentine's Day, and it's like if you ain't got nobody, like you're not gonna be feeling very holly jolly, like
You ain't got
So
no money. Take your broke ass home.
there you go. You pretty much just have to hold out till March so you can get Liddy on St. Patrick's Day, I guess. On
If
some,
that's your bag.
if that's your bag, if you're about that green tinted beer life, you know. But especially because of us in this show, my attitude towards the holidays have definitely changed.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to plug something in. My bad.
You're good. Um,
It's not-
it's just like but my opinions of like especially like this holiday season, like with Christmas and everything, it's definitely changed over the years because I definitely fell out with Christmas and all that shit. Just bummed me out there for a while. But then it's like it's amazing what happens when you make a short film about how shitty the holidays are, and then like you're just tied to the holidays for the rest of your life. And we've just consistently done things based off of holidays, and I'm sure that there's no end in sight for that. So it's turned me around to it. It's like I do have fun with the holidays now. It's like we got more to look forward to,
Yeah.
uh, and it
See,
all just depends on how you
I
take
guess
it.
the holidays have always been chill for me because at a young age I had a kid, so I always
Mhm.
had something with holiday wise to always look forward to. Because
Right,
if it wasn't for me, at least I had something with him. So
right.
that's been the one consistent holiday my family has done stuff. Usually, I think this past Christmas was the first year we didn't. I'd like to say we didn't do nothing
Yeah,
because of the COVID, because of the vid.
makes sense.
Still going strong. 1 year
Yeah,
later,
yeah, right. Remember when we all thought this was almost done, like
right?
for years now? Uh, but yeah, um, like I said, to talk like I've definitely been depressed, but it's not seasonal depression for me myself yet. Like, but I do know some people personally who have very very bad seasonal depression when the holidays come around, like completely just like shut themselves in and want nothing to do with the outside world. Real Scrooge type of deal.
I
Uh,
wouldn't call myself a Scrooge about it. I would just like to say that I don't fucking like the cold at all.
Yeah, usually I don't mind it, but this year I don't know what it is about this year. You would think I haven't grown up in the Midwest, like by how shocked I am that the cold is here upon us. Um, and it's just I'm not handling it well this year. I'm just like it's fucking cold and I hate it. I think it's because I've started getting used to like being outside more often, like over the past few years. So like every time the cold season does come around, and I am more confined to the inside, like I'm just like, let me out. Let me out.
I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like the
Mm.
cold, so I do disappear come winter time. And I'll pop back out when spring hits. It's not like,
Right. If
it's
Shep
no
sees a shadow, we got.
exactly. And it's no hate, it's no getting mad at the world or anything like that. Usually it's just like, no, I really just I don't like the fucking cold, so I don't really want to be out in it doing too much.
Mhm.
Up until Christmas and New Year's I'm cool with it, but after that I'm over it. um and fuck it.
Right. No,
And so,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
yeah,
For me, that seasonal shit hits after the major holidays are over. Like when we go into January and February and it's just cold, and I've been inside for fucking months, and like the holidays are behind us, and it's just like fuck, we're in a new year. It's just like all that shit. That's when I start to get like just down, a little stir crazy, a little cabin fever, just being like, yo, I need some shit to bloom. I need some spring in my life.
I don't know,
Fucking
man.
some
Like,
rays of sunshine.
I don't know. I don't get too down about it. I just it is what it is. I just hate it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just outright hate it.
Right.
But like inside
Yours,
in my house, I'm always
yours
like chilling,
yours
like
isn't
cool.
sadness; it's anger.
I the older I've gotten, the better I've been with just kicking it with myself and
Mhm.
doing my thing. So especially when it gets really cold out, it's like I don't have that guilty feeling or anything like that. It's like,
Right.
thanks for the invite, but I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like it really just depends though. I mean, and, because it's like, especially with the cold during the day, maybe you might catch me outside doing something, but especially when it's nighttime and we're hitting 10 degrees. Mm.
Oh, for sure.
I'm really glad I don't have to smoke cigarettes or anything like that anymore and go outside and that. Just can chill and do my thing. Very
Yeah.
blessed. Very
Yeah.
blessed in 2021 with that.
Well,
So
my neighbor, he usually stops seeing me once it gets cold out because throughout the summer he'll be like, "Yo, you want to step out, join me while I smoke a cig?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come outside, talk with you." When it gets cold out, no, fuck you. This is your vice, not mine. I don't smoke cigarettes, so have fun freezing your ass off, bud. You know,
it's
shit
like
happens.
at that point, like I'll give you a walkie-talkie radio and you can talk to me inside my place here
Right,
while you're out there.
right.
My little screen keeps tripping me out because I got Christmas lights hanging out and just the setting they're on, they like
Mhm.
slowly fade and then they go fucking ham bone. And that's
I,
why you can see like half my screen flickering
oh,
every now and
I
then.
see what you're saying.
Yeah, I keep noticing it. Like, what is going on? I'm not glitching out. I swear I'm not going to become part of the stream tonight.
um, but yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know.
Or
I don't know what advice I would necessarily give somebody with seasonal depression. Um, because I don't know my thing with like the holidays. Like I've just kind of turned it around for myself. I've just found things to enjoy about the holidays, and then other things kind of fell into place afterwards. But like even on the holidays where it was just me, because my family went and did their thing, like even when my family's around, like we do our thing, and then like I got the whole day of Christmas to pretty much do my own shit. So for the past few years I've just been hitting up my friends like halfway through Christmas day being like, yo, I know it's Christmas, but if y'all aren't doing anything, let's get together, let's do a thing. And it's always nice to just see everybody and just hang, celebrate the
Mhm.
holidays with,
Yeah.
it doesn't have, if you don't like your family, you got your friends, the family you choose. If you don't have any friends, then I really don't know what to tell you. I apologize for your hard life.
No, like I vibe with that hard. Like the time changes is what it always throws me off, but like
Hmm.
um I wish, man, I looked it up because everybody was like, wait, I thought we weren't doing that anymore. And I looked it up and it's like they're like, nah, you're doing that.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed. But that always throws me off, because you go like, I'm used to it feels like just 2 weeks ago it was getting dark at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And
Hmm.
now it's 6 o'clock and it's already done been dark. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You
For
know,
a while.
yeah, I think the sun set at probably about 4:30 today. And it's just like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely,
It
that's
always
been a big factor for sure.
it always makes me wonder though about living in, one of those parts of the world where November 2nd the sun sets for the last time until like in February.
Right. Yeah. Sheesh. you
Yeah.
know, I I don't know, man. I don't know about all that. Just
That
dark and cold all the goddamn time.
I think I would be okay with the cold if it was constantly dark.
Okay.
As weird as that is,
Okay.
because like with I associate warmth with the sun. So when it's nice and
Makes sense.
sunny, yeah, outside, and then you go step outside and you just are instantly slapped in the face. It's like a joke to me, like, is this funny? It's supposed to be funny. So I just
Right.
feel like if I did live in a place where like when the winter came, it was like the sunset, it was gone. It's like one of those things my natural sense of just being a human would feel like no sun equals cold. Yes, this makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, yes, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why planets very far away, or like Pluto, are frozen blocks of ice.
Yeah. Makes
So
sense.
I don't know. I'd like to experience it. I wish there was a way you could just go do that once. But
Just
like,
live in Alaska for like a couple months.
well, I think yeah, Alaska you get what 90 days, 60 days of darkness or something.
Isn't it 30 days?
Yeah, maybe 30. I don't know what it is.
I mean, that's what the movie is. I don't
But
know.
I it depends on where you go, because I'd like to say the place I was looking at, it was like, Denmark or somewhere
Mhm.
like that, somewhere
Yeah.
somewhere weird.
Well, I know what you're talking about because my knowledge of this is purely based off of films I've seen. So you got like 30 Days of Night with like the vampires and shit.
Right.
Uh, but then there's that movie Insomnia with Al Pacino and Robin Williams, where it's the opposite, and the sun's just up forever. Like that would drive me fucking bonkers. That
Yeah,
would
I
drive me
couldn't do
nuts.
that.
I would. I feel like I would be much better suited to be in the dark for 30 days than to be just constant sunlight for 30 days. Like that would
Oh,
just
yeah.
fuck me up, dude.
Oh yeah, that would very much fuck me up. If I came outside and it was 3:30 in the morning and it was looking like the sun was like in the middle of the sky, I'd be like, "What?"
What? What planet are we
I'd
on?
say, "But what time zone is that though?" Like, like, are we going
Yeah,
off this time zone? Because it looks like it's about 11 in the morning.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I would go, but like that one always does, man. This past one wasn't terribly bad, I guess. But that's a good way to get people, I feel like, already starting in the funk and
Hmm.
starting to get your routine thrown off.
Definitely. And I know that that's been what it is for me. Like with my depression the past few weeks, it's been a mix of things. But I know the time change has been a big part of that. Starting a new job, like on top of that. So not one but two things to just completely shake up my routine has just thrown me off altogether. Just I just feel lonely, but that's something I've been dealing with for a while now. But I think it's because a lot of stuff has started to peter off that we've been working on, where we've gotten the chance to be around people, to meet people. And I got a new job now, so I am meeting new people again, which has been nice. But I have been in this mode of just like I'm just so happy to be at work, just to like be with people. Like even if I'm not directly working with anybody, it's just nice to be somewhere doing something where I can talk to other people,
Mhm.
um, as opposed to just laying at home all day.
Yeah.
And the other day, I definitely had a day that, like, it just goes to show, like, for people that truly struggle with depression, it's so easy to just like drop advice all the time, be like, oh, try to do this, try to do that, and sometimes all the tools in the world and all that stuff, it still won't do anything. Like, even somebody like me who is conscious of these things. Like the other day, I just had this day where like mentally I was just being an asshole to myself. Like I was just like just letting myself have it, just being like, what a piece of shit you are. And I'm just like half of me is doing that and the other half of me is like, whoa, where
Yeah.
is this coming from, man? Like, like why, and I couldn't come up with a good reason why. I mean, it was just purely just depression, just kind of creeping its dark thoughts into my head. But I at least know that I'm the type of person that has that consciousness of knowing, like, this isn't me.
Yeah.
This isn't me trying to tell myself that this is something else just trying to bring me down.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of not succumbing to that, for sure, which can be very difficult because I know that I'm somebody that is a little more capable of dealing with something like that, whereas some people, it's harder. Sometimes that other voice comes on a lot stronger as well, and especially when you get into the cold months and you've got more time by yourself and everything. Like you said, the time change, shaking up people's routine. I mean, this is definitely where it kicks off, and it goes for a few months for sure.
It does, but like you can hit it head on, man. Like that's what I
Mhm.
was realizing. Because thankfully, November is a good month of thanks, and thankfully I get to not work that much throughout this month, which is
Hmm.
baller. Because like not a nice needed break just from, even if it's just from my 40-hour work job,
Hmm.
and still getting paid, because it's anytime I could have been like, I need a week off, uh and I could have probably essentially got it, but it wouldn't have been
Right.
like it would have been a payday at that point, but this one wouldn't, I guess, exist. So that sucks. So
Right.
anyway, like, it had me thinking that, like, you can hit this head on, and you can not sway into, because by now I'm 34. I've very much mastered myself, at least,
Hmm.
like, I know myself really good to know when these signs are starting to trickle in and come on. And it's like, nah, let's fuck that, let's switch it up, let's use this time to maybe look at a new goal,
Hmm.
or find a new goal or something. Let's find something to look forward to. Let's start looking at 2022. Let's find something that's like, here, let's do this. You can battle these things, or you can sit
Definitely.
back and let them fucking get you.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to do the same thing for myself. I mean, I'm not quite entirely out of it, but I know that I'm going to get out of it. Like I know that it's not a permanent thing, and
Right.
that's where I feel like a lot of people do get tripped up is feeling like, oh shit, this feeling is forever, and it's not. You can definitely do something about it, and even if it's not working that day, you know, it'll come. Something will arise. I know I was telling you the other day that I've definitely been in that mode of just feeling like so burnt out creatively, where like I don't even want to think about, you know, picking up a camera, editing, scheduling. I don't want to think about none of that shit, you know. But at the same time, I know that's what I want to do. Like I know that that is what I want to do. That's not something I just want to leave behind. I know that just right now I'm just burnt out is all there is to it. And I know we talked about just being a little bummed that we're not done with summer camp yet. Which yeah, I think as soon as we get that done, I think that's going to change things mood wise. Uh, but at the same time, it's one of those things that like I have to remind myself, it's not a failure though. Like we didn't fail at the show. It's just on ice. Like it's pretty much done. We're missing like two scenes. Like at the end of the day, I just have to remind myself that of like, like we went hard. We still beat the odds, and like around every corner. So to have made it this far and then have to stop and take a time out, like, you know what, that's okay. And it's just a matter of like just reminding yourself, hey, yo, it's all right. You gave it your all and you're still going,
Right.
rather than just folding, just being like, well, it was a good run, hope you enjoyed those 6 episodes, we're never finishing this shit, because that's definitely the wrong way to go. you know I there's plenty of things, like even with working my new job and stuff. Like, the last time I had a job, I was constantly the youngest person on the job, and well, now I'm one of the oldest at the job. But like what you were just saying, like I turned 27 in a week, and like working with fucking high school kids now, it's like I can clearly see that growth in myself of where I'm at in life now, and see the things that bother these kids and the attitudes that they have and the things that upset them, and know that that's breadcrumbs to me. That's, whatever, like that's I've that kind of shit does not bother me anymore. I'm so much more certain of who I am as a person,
Mhm.
uh, and not having to deal with all that is so great. And being around like younger people, I do just constantly. I know it's a waste because nobody ever listens. That's just comes with the territory of being a teenager. But it's like you just kind of want to tell them like, yo, dude, this isn't forever. Like what you think is important right now, it's not. Like, you got plenty of things heading your way that's going to change everything about you. But it's been, it's just about finding those positive things. Like my very first day on the job, you know, uh, and I still feel this way. I tell people I feel like a total dork about this, but in the best way. Is like, I work at the movie theater, and that's the movie theater is my church. It's my sanctuary. It's my happy place. It's where I love to be. And so even when I'm there to work, I just love to be there. So like when I'm there, just ripping tickets that first day, just being like, enjoy your show this way, that way, I just genuinely felt so much joy just doing that. Just the simple pleasure of ripping tickets and knowing that I was sending these people off to their movies, like, was enough for me, And I know it's very easy to just like get in that headspace of like, man, it's a work, it's a job, and I don't want to be here. And I got bosses, and I got to work with these fucking kids, and this, that, the, there's so many different avenues you can go down to make it a negative experience.
Right.
But I even had one guy I work with asking me, like, why wouldn't I do something else? I'm like, yo, I don't want to do anything. Like, I would rather be here than anywhere else. Like this is my spot. And this is a place that I'm passionate about. This is a job for you guys, but this is the movies. This is everything to me.
I'd like to be the guy that plays the movies, like at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, that job isn't quite what it used to be because now it's just like pre-programmed and shit. So it's just like, you know, is it really a guy that does it these days, or is it just an AI? I don't know.
We'll pretend it's still a guy up there that at least goes
Somebody's
like
got to
this.
hit the button
There
to
we
start
go.
it all.
Yeah. That always, that's just, I don't know. To me, I like yeah. I grew up, yeah, with the tick, 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 tick,
Hmm.
tick, coming up across, and then the movie
Yeah.
starting. So, yeah, that when I always looked at movie theaters, I always thought, damn, that'd be a cool job to be.
I know that's like a dying thing, but I still think it'd be really cool to learn like how to be a projectionist for sure.
Well, and like movies always portrayed that little room up there being a
Mhm.
lit spot. I feel.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Either people dying in there or something, something crazy.
Right. Or like lit because of all the flammable film up there. Usually a lot of fires start in those rooms in films. So, or you get something like Fight Club. He was a projectionist,
Yeah,
and you just splice in the pornos like for a millisecond into the kids' movies. Yeah,
it's getting fucked up, but yeah, yeah.
you know,
Maybe not the kids, but like other
not
people.
the kids, not the kids.
Fuck
Leave
them other
leave the
people.
kids out of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, leave them kids alone.
But yeah. I mean, sometimes it's all it takes, man. Get you in a better spot,
Mhm.
especially with working. Why work a job you didn't feel no passion for or
Right.
give two shits about? Yeah, I get it. Oh, I'm here for the check, and I get that, but it's like,
Yeah.
man, it's whack though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Corey and I were talking on it the other day. And I'm like, the movie theater is such a simple thing, and it is just a job to some people. Some people just don't give a shit, which is totally fine. I totally get it. But I know that I'm in a position right now that is a rare position. And I asked him, I said, I'm like, that's not to say that you don't have interactions with customers that bring you joy, but like, are you waking up every day like, God damn it, I got to get deli meats to the people? Like otherwise my cup is just not full, and it's just like,
Yeah.
nah. And that's not to say those people aren't out there. There are definitely some people out there who's like, I grew up with deli meats. It's a family business, it brings much joy
I
to my
think,
heart.
yeah, I think if I owned my own deli, like in a little corner store at the, down the street,
Right.
fuck yeah, I'd be very
Yeah.
passionate. But in a different essence, when you're getting directed and told what to do, when to do it, how to do it,
Right.
maybe not so much.
Right. Right. But
But that's like any job though, bro. Like I feel like for me, my personality is anyway though, like, like if I work, would I want to go work at PacSun or some shit like that? No. Like that doesn't sound that interesting to me. But if I
right.
own my own clothing store, would I be out there like, fuck yeah, let's go make some people look fresh today? Yeah, hell
Right.
yeah. You
Definitely.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's my motherfucking spot. I don't even know what kind of a business I would own if I could own a business. To tell
Well,
you the
I
truth.
I told Corey, I said, honestly, if I had to realistically like drop my expectations of life, like from like being a filmmaker but staying in that realm of film. Like I think the lowest level I'd go to is I would want to open my own theater. Like I would want to own and operate a theater. Like we were talking about, not too long ago on one of the shows about your theater in town that was just like the one or two theaters. It's like I would love to run something like that where like we get to choose what's playing and shit like that. I just think that would be dope.
It's for sale. I think I say that every time. It's for sale here in town, bud.
Yeah. Well, one of these. Tell me that again when we sell a script.
Make a bid.
When
Make
we
a bid.
when we get that fucking funding for season 2.
Like if I could have my own business that I think would be a pretty cool business, I feel like, and I don't think it exists to this degree. I feel like I'd want to have like an adult rec center. And I don't really know how you would like get money by doing that, like charge people for this all per se, but like a place like you can go to kick back and smoke. Maybe there's some N64s in there, like just bunch of different like little fucking cool ass activities or some
Right.
shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and it's just like, like think ants in their pants, but for adults. And then I'm there just like, you can smoke. You can smoke in here. You got vape. You can vape.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I think that'd be dope.
That would be a pretty cool place. I think that would be, if there is a place, please comment and let us know, like that for adults to go
Right.
to, and smoke at the same time.
No, I
Very
feel you.
very important. Very
right. Yeah, that's the factor. That's the important
that's the most important factor, because I'm sure there is like Dave and Buster's. I get it. And other places, but like this.
Right.
This is an idea.
I'm telling you, that's always if I could like a movie theater with an arcade attached, like but all smoking accessible, like you can totally smoke weed inside. Like take your cigarettes outside, but if you want to smoke weed, you're fine. You're fine. We got a spot for that.
I would probably say I'd probably limit it to like bowls and chillums. I wouldn't want motherfuckers smoking like junts up in that bitch.
Why's that?
If you're in the movie and just chonging it out, you know what I'm saying? Just in there. I'd be like, shut up, bro.
I feel you. I feel
So,
you.
like-
maybe not in the theater, but adjacent to the theater, you can get your smoke on, and then you can go on into your movie.
In the theater, I would be like totally cool. Like you got a little vape, hit your little vape,
Right.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
Watching this cool movie, watching the new Marvel movie on this IMAX equivalent screen, and you're just like, whoa,
Right.
That'd be the way. That'd be the way to go.
We're just over here dreaming. On Mental Health Monday.
I would have the whole theater too. Like if it was like an IMAX size screen, I'd have it all like them comfy recline chairs that they got in like the
You'd
the
have
luxury
to put like a
box.
little ashtray in the cup holder.
It had the little cone thing coming up too, so you can
Perfect.
yeah, and be like, and just leave some tips on your way out for us boys.
Looks like the Chase and Shep business model just took a hard left. We're abandoning content creation.
I mean, like
Building a physical
I'm
place.
just saying. I've said it for years though. Like as far as that all goes, like I've always stuck to doing what I wanted to do to an extent, but that's just because nobody's approached me, asking other. But like I do my hip hop and this, but if somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, I'll give you 75,000 a year to be in an NSYNC cover band," I'd be like, "Give it to me." Who am I? Who am I? Am I?
Who am I?
Am I Joey? Can I be like? I don't care. I want to be I wouldn't want to be the spotlight, but other than that, I'd be like, I don't care. I'd take that. So I don't know, man. Us dudes can dream. One day we can't all make it overnight, but we can try.
True.
We can try.
That's true. And we're coming up on a year of Chase and Shep now. and
We've
you know,
grown.
like you said, clearly from our powered by Streamyard up there, we took a step back, but it's because of all the growth. You know, it happened. Uh,
We said we were taking a step back in November, and I just felt like people thought it was a joke. So I felt like we should really show you.
yeah,
No, we're taking a
no,
step
really,
back.
yeah,
YouTube only. StreamYard logo in the corner. Still not figuring out which corner to point to.
right.
We took the
Oh,
background away.
yeah,
Bare bones, baby. It's a bones day.
stripped down,
It's a
back to basics,
mhm.
back to basics. And you know, it's the month of just being thankful, and I am definitely thankful for this year. I mean, you know, uh, that's not to say there weren't downs this year, but I'd say it was a year of ups for sure.
It's a year of ups. Is a year of some ups and some downs, my man. Like
That's
it
fair.
really was. It really was. But like as far as just looking at the year in general, oh yeah, man, so much content's out there,
Hmm.
so much creation. I was doing that the other day when we were talking, and I was like laughing about all that shit and looking at all the old stuff, and
Hmm.
it's just wild. It's like shit. Even now, we're making so much stuff that you go watch some old stuff, you're like, ah, shit, I forgot we even did that. That's funny.
Right. Yeah. I myself haven't even like dove into our shit from the past year to like a deep extent. Like, you know, usually anything I have visited a second time has been more of the like sketch type stuff. Like that's what I've gone back and watched, like the music stuff or the you know, the summer camp stuff. Um, but very rarely have I gone back on some streams and stuff. So I am interested in going back and watching some stuff again just to see, you know. Uh, but yeah, it's crazy. We've definitely come a long way in a
We
year's
have.
time.
Oh no, we have. It started with just two awkward dudes not really knowing what to do or say and just trying our best out there.
Yep.
And hey, now we're just two awkward dudes that kind of do it a little bit better, but
Right. Still
still
trying our best.
still just trying our best.
So
Uh,
it's, you know,
I
the more
mean,
things change, the more things
and
stay the same.
and if you're upset about that, I mean, Chase and Shep always accept donations, um, in
Right.
any form.
Yeah.
So you can contact us any way you can. And I promise you, just Google Chase and Shep and find the first contact you can find for us and hit it up and say, I'd like to donate to you. And I guarantee you'll hear back.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter which one of us get that message. I guarantee you we'd be like,
I
how much
I
we
don't
talk? No,
yeah, right, it doesn't
I
matter
wouldn't put
what
it
we're
like
doing.
that, but
No, yeah. Um, no, I know I said it a little while back on the show that, going into our year 2, I am more interested in quality over quantity, because I feel like we can start bringing more quality now because of all of the quantity we brought this year. Because this year was just a constant throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck, you know. Um, and
excuse me.
I also know that like the quality is also going to depend on how much we give a shit as well of what we're doing. So I think, you know, that plays a factor into the quality over quantity of, you know, instead of just doing shows to do shows or to make sure we're hitting our like weekly and shit like that. Like I definitely want to go into it like being like, no, this is what we want to do this year. Like these are the things that we're looking forward to creating, and doing more of that in year
Yeah.
2, and just kind of sticking even simple shows like our streams and stuff, just making sure that they're things that we enjoy doing, because I think that's always when we're at our best is when we just are enjoying ourselves and having fun. Hell, even as somebody who has criticized our episodes of just talking on shows and stuff, I feel like I've finally gotten the chance to catch up on some shows the past few weeks, and now I'm like kind of jonesing to be like, "Yo, let me tell you what I watched," you know. But sometimes
Just
you got to miss something, you know. Sometimes you got to take that time away.
oh yeah, yeah, and then you can do it because you can always hit a power hour anytime you need it,
Hmm.
and just be like, listen, got some stuff to talk about. There's been a lot. There's been a lot that's went on in the pop culture world
Hmm.
lately. Still a lot to come.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're not out of the weeds yet.
No, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. That's for a different time. But yeah, no, I
Right.
vibe with you, Ben. There is a lot. There's a lot that can be done, a lot to be done, and a lot, that's gonna come. I'm excited to hit the year and look back on everything and be able to be like, that's, like, I know there's a lot of people that do that, and I don't discredit anybody that does that, but in my circle, at least, come on, I don't see anybody else doing all those streams.
No, I feel you.
So it's a proud thing to look back on and reflect
Hmm.
on, and I already had ideas, and we were just how we've been talking on it, like funny things, like like thinking of stuff, like.
Hmm.
But I feel you. There, I'm excited for the new year, 2022. I think it's gonna bring some cool shit.
Oh,
I think
definitely.
I think there's a lot of good people within the hive mind now.
Hmm. Yeah, that's definitely a big thing I'm thankful for this year. Is not only our growth as creatives, as people, but as a team, as team Chase and Shep, we have started to grow a little outward. Uh, so special thanks to all of our cast of summer camp. Easy for coming through, helping out on all that. Dave and Gella over at Camp Nostalgic. Looking forward to collaborating with all of these people more in the coming year. Uh, the Phelps, the twins, and their parents. More collaborations with them to come, and of course Jenny Kimbrough, who has been doing all of our graphic design stuff, which we will be dropping on everybody here soon. She's been doing a great job designing the merch for us, and she did our summer camp poster. So just that right there. I mean, it's not an exponential amount of people, but it's more than I ever would have expected in a year's time to have garnered this support from this many people. And I'm so excited to see what this next year brings, because we already have a bunch of cool stuff in mind, but it's just like we already learned this year that sometimes the best laid plans, you just never know what projects are going to decide to do themselves. So I'm excited to see what this next year brings.
Yeah, exactly. Because just like like we've been saying, like we can get excited all we want and have these plans, but you never know how well it get executed, and we're sitting there being like, oh yeah, we can do the next thing at summer camp, blah blah blah. Maybe we need to allow ourselves to get to that point where we are looking back on that series after we've done this and this, and we're like,
Hmm.
damn, I missed that shit. Like that was oh, I think it's time that we hit that next one up. Hold
Right.
up, and then you're back in it with that original passion.
Hmm.
um but no, it is like I did I even I know you're taking the social media break, but
Hmm.
I shared something on Facebook today that I think goes into all this stuff really well. Um, because it's about the never quit motto. Yeah, it says never quit, and in quotes, and it says that sounds great, but sometimes you got to quit. Be willing to say this isn't what I thought it was, or this doesn't appeal to me anymore. Remember that
Hmm.
you can quit the thing without quitting on yourself. Remember that persistence and fluidity can coexist. That last line really is one that I like in that. That just because something didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to go out with or had in mind in the beginning doesn't mean that you have to just up and quit on it. You
Right.
can remain fluid. You can remain to that, idea of embracing and redesigning and reconfiguring the way you're looking and going about stuff and get a new outcome.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely think that's like the just the full encapsulation of what the Chase and Shep show has been
Yeah.
this entire year, is just being like water, just flowing with whatever's thrown at us. It's like we may think we're doing one thing, now we're doing another, and it's just whatever seems right, whatever we can do, sometimes, just all sorts of things. And I think it's worked out well for us. Um, and as well, we also got to meet a lot of cool people as well, doing Mental Health Monday. We Our slew of guests we had. Um,
That was fun.
I'm sure I'll forget some, but of course, Christine Mariello, who we definitely need to have come back soon.
Heyo.
Uh, who graced us with her presence a few times, and I hope, if you're watching, I hope you're doing well. Looking forward to catching up. We had Maurice Hayes,
Yes.
um, uh, uh, Heather, whose last name I'm blanking on, to China. Of course, John, old Johnny Nightmare. Um, Christian, I believe, was his name. That came on, the comedian that we had on, and of course, it wasn't Mental Health Monday, but of course we had the illustrious Tyler Jacob Moore join us as well. So again, just things that, like, to look back on, blow my mind. It's like that's a hell of a year we've had, truly. So we'll see what
Really is,
25
man.
Slays 2 brings, and then we'll get this second year started.
Year two, and coincidentally, my next year's probably favorite movie, Batman, starts off with him in year two. So
Makes sense.
you're the bat.
Year of the Bat. Year of the Spider's wrapping up. Go on to the Year of the Bat.
Pretty much, bro. And it is, man. Like, we have done a lot. When you look back, there was the Scream Break.
Yeah.
Like, just watching them all is just fun. Like I said, in the way you got it all mapped out to where you can go back and look at this and that. Or there was one I played the other day, and it had the intro video, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. We did used to have
That's
like
right.
a
We
little,
used to have a theme song.
yeah, a little intro that went into it." And then we're like, "Hey, ah!" It's
Yeah.
like, I wonder why it felt a little different going live nowadays. That we're just like, and we're here.
Hey. One I stumbled upon the other day, that I totally forgot about, was the St. Patrick's skit that I did of me looking for the pot of gold.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that shit. So when I found that on my computer the other day, I had a good laugh. Actually, I saw a commercial for somebody had made this commercial for somebody, and I forget what the company's name was, but it was like this Irish sounding name, and the beat that they used was the exact same. Like, I'm like, they used the exact same royalty free music that I used in that skit. That's how I knew what it was. I was like, I see what you're doing. I know where
Ah,
you got that.
old public domain.
But yeah, even with, like, what you're saying about, I think, for me, over the years, I started to get that reputation of, like, oh, he never finishes anything, like, when it comes to creative stuff, because it's just like I constantly have all these ideas. I just never have anybody to do these things with. So you know, luckily this year we made it by the skin of our teeth. We had just enough people to get it done, but I think we saw just the fragility of trying to do something like this on your own. It's highly likely it's going to fall apart. Like, it's just bound to happen. But we had a very supportive team, which was nice. But there have been things like, I was very excited about the mixtape that I was working on. Um, and I was going to try to rush and get it done, get it out by October. I thought about, releasing it sometime by the end of the year still. But now I'm just kind of happy to just kind of sit on it and just tweak it and improve it. And fuck, if I want to save it till next October, I can do that. It's one of those things of releasing yourself. I mean, I don't know how many times we've had the conversation of there's nobody above Chase and Shep at Chase and Shep. It's just us making these calls. So we are the powers that be.
And then that opens you up for an entire year to do whatever you want to do, knowing that in your head, well, I got this release that I
Mhm.
know is going to come out at this certain time on this certain day.
Right.
And then, maybe by when that release comes out, like, you can put a way to sneak in something, a little tease of something that you're working on new into that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What's next? Because by then you got a good choice. Because maybe by then you got something else finished up and you're working on a fucking third project,
Mhm.
or something. Yeah, no, I like to roll like that myself too. I like to get ahead, but I do have like a attention deficit disorder when it comes to creativity. I feel like
No,
at
I
the
feel
same
that.
time
Yeah.
because it's just like I get these ideas in my head and I'm like, "Yo, hold up." But that would be really cool though, wouldn't it? Like I remember when I took the week break and I was in the studio and me and G and Easy were in there fucking around and I started being like, "Yo, hold up, like what if I just kept making holiday stuff?"
Hmm.
Like song wise. I was like, "Yeah, I just did the Halloween CD and I've got something I got to figure out where it is in here. But I've got something that was like I was like I could make some I could make a Thanksgiving song, you know?" And I started writing some Thanksgiving bars, but I don't know where they went, man. That's sad.
Have a whole holiday album.
Pretty much. Like I must have accidentally deleted it, which sucks. Cuz it was bars. Oh no, here it is. Ha. Cuz I was like I'm up on mashed potato mountain. That's what I was like. I was like what would you make? I was like what would you make a Thanksgiving song about? And then that's what I came up with. I was like fuck it, I'd call it mashed potato mountain. And they're like, "What?" It's
I
like
love it.
up on mashed potato mountain, gravy pouring like a fountain, ain't no turkey bitch I'm pounding. I was like, bars, you know, like it's like that's just how it would be, dude. I don't know. That's just how my mind works though, man, and it does that, and then, like, you know,
Hmm.
I've been thinking, like I was like, "Oh, yeah, you know, we put out that little Christmas album last year,"
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
thinking on that as well.
And I'm like, here now, you know, like, I got the Spotify all rolling and set up, and I got people actually listening on there and shit like
Hmm.
that, so, like, now would be the time to at least make some sort of a Christmas, at least song or
Yeah,
track or a little something. It's like, damn, bro, like you just don't quit, do you?
yeah. I
You just
mean,
can't be good with just like you did it. Work on next Halloween. I already got like next Halloween going.
mhm.
Um
No,
idea. I already got the idea. I know the album name and everything. I'm pretty 100% sure on.
yeah, I feel you because you know, as talks of summer camp season two just started ramping up as we were doing summer camp of being like, oh, we'll do season two next year, like for sure. And you know, it's like we've got rough ideas of where season two is going. Like we've kind of talked on that. And that is like the one thing I have not thought about the past few weeks is season two. But in the meantime, I've come up with like five different ideas for shows and movies and stuff that I'm like juggling in my head. And it's like, bro, you got to pick one. Like, you got to pick one and you got to flesh that shit out because otherwise, all these ideas are just going to lay dormant. But it's just like that. Uh, that struggle of that constant creativity. It's just like when you've got that many ideas flowing through your head, uh, it can be hard. Like you said, it's like ADD with creativity. It's just like I get so distracted or like I'm so like I'm working on something, but then I have this idea for another thing, and now all I can think about is this other thing. When like, and now I've left this other one like halfway through, and
Yeah.
yeah,
That's why
it
I try to focus on the one main like again like I was like
mhm,
I put out this Halloween album, it did good. You know, everybody was vibing with it, so it's like you know what, I might as well put out a fucking other one next year.
yeah,
Same bad time, same bad place. So that's the one that's like, all right, so that's a year out. It's idea wise. We're in the idea state right now.
mhm,
Let that and all these other ones are the ones that are like, if that happens, cool. If that doesn't,
right.
that's cool too. This is just how my brain works.
And doing summer camp as well has like taught me the lesson of like I always hear filmmakers talk about like how they select which ideas they do because a lot of them have the same problem of like we have so many ideas. How do you decide what to do? Because it takes so much time to make a movie or a show or whatever. And they're like, I just have to love it. Like you have to love whatever it is you're doing because you're going to be in that world for so long that like you've got to love it. Like you've got to love those characters. You've got to love the story you're telling. And summer camp has been a big lesson in that. Not that I don't love summer camp and the characters and everything, but this was never something I thought we were going to be working on for this long. Like we came up with that shit in fucking April was when we like end of April, beginning of May was when we first came up with the idea, and it just fucking snowballed from there, and it just grew into this thing. So like I do love it, but it was never something. I mean, the timeline right now, we're still going to be working on this shit till like April, or at least I am. Like as far as like the legalized cut and shit goes, like I'm still going to be with this thing fucking months. So it's like I really have to ask myself, am I ready to go back to Camp Chase and Shep next year? Like I just don't know. Like I think I will need a minute, but like with all of these different ideas floating around and bouncing around, it is making me take into consideration like how do I feel about this project? Like do I love this so much that I'm like I want to dedicate all this time to this and just like live in this for this long? So it's definitely made it a little easier on deciding like what I am and am not going to do moving forward.
Right.
Yeah, and of course we learned all the valuable lessons of never ever fucking doing the shit we did during summer camp again, where we're trying to fucking like do pre-production, production, and post-production all at one goddamn time. Like we're definitely prepping is the name of the game in 2022.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely is, bud.
Yeah, but we're learning, we're growing, we're thriving, we're vibing.
That's about all you can do.
And we're thankful. We're thankful.
I'm very thankful.
And, I guess next Monday we'll talk about aging because it'll be my birthday. So it's like what a celebration.
You never know.
You got lucky. Yours was on a Wednesday when we were doing WTF Wednesday, so we got to get wet and wild.
I don't think we did anything wild though.
I don't think so. I don't think we did. I don't think we did.
I think we just chilled and talked about my music or something.
Yeah, sounds about like what next Monday is going to be.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So be it.
So be it.
So be it. Well, hit the like and subscribe below, ladies and gents. Go find us on Facebook. It's still there. It's not getting posted on much lately, but it's still there. And
right.
you never know.
We can always share the YouTube on the Facebook. Not that you'll click, but it will be there for you.
I shared it on my personal Facebook, so
there we go. That's probably where the 2 viewers came from tonight.
One of them was I when I was doing that, but yeah, the other two that straggled in over the course, don't know. Thank you for leaving a comment. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the website, find us on all the places you find people these days. I'm sure we're there. And then just like take care of yourself, yo. It's getting dark earlier.
Don't let the holidays get you down.
Wake up a little bit earlier and enjoy some of the sunlight while it's there.
Hell yeah.
Smoke
Buy
a
nice goat.
I don't know.
Weed. Yeah.
I don't know.
It warms the insides,
Very much so. Very much so.
Hell yeah, good to be back. Stay tuned for more. We'll still probably be a little spotty in November, I'm sure, until we come back.
It happens.
Full throttle to kick off year 2. So peace.
Peace, love, and chicken grease, smooches and deuces.